In a quiet, dusty corner of a small town, there lived a mechanic named Jack. His garage wasn't anything fancy, just a worn-down building with creaky doors and tools scattered everywhere. But for those who knew Jack, it was the heart of the community. He didn't just repair cars. He helped neighbors, offered advice, and sometimes even fixed things for free if someone couldn't afford the cost. Jack believed that with enough hard work and kindness, almost anything could be repaired: engines, fences, even broken spirits. One chilly autumn afternoon, Jack was finishing up a tire rotation when a woman named Emma walked up to the garage, holding the hand of her young son, Noah. Noah was shy, hiding behind his mother's coat, and Jack immediately noticed that the boy walked with difficulty. One of his legs ended just below the knee, and the prosthetic he wore looked old, too small, and it was obvious that Noah was uncomfortable. Emma, in a soft and slightly embarrassed voice, explained that Noah had outgrown his prosthetic months ago. New one he needed was far too expensive, and despite working 2 jobs, Emma simply couldn't afford it. Jack listened quietly, his heart sinking as he saw the pain and frustration etched on both of their faces. He nodded thoughtfully, then gently said, "Let me see what I can do." That evening, long after the final car had driven away, Jack remained in his garage, sketching out ideas on a scrap piece of cardboard. Using leftover materials, wood, leather straps, and bolts from forgotten projects, he began carefully crafting a wooden leg for Noah. It wasn't polished, and it definitely wasn't high-tech, but it was strong, lightweight, and made with more care and love than any machine-made prosthetic ever could be. The next day, Jack presented the handmade wooden leg to Noah. The boy's face lit up with a cautious smile as Jack gently helped him strap it on. Noah took a few unsure steps, then a few more. Soon, he was walking across the garage quicker and steadier than he had in months. Emma's eyes welled up with tears. She tried to hand Jack some money, but Jack gently refused. "Consider it a trade," he chuckled. "You just bring me some of those cookies you bake for the church sale." For the next few weeks, life returned to its usual rhythm. Jack went back to repairing engines, and Noah began running and playing again, his confidence growing every day. Word of the wooden leg quickly spread throughout the town, and people often stopped by the garage just to thank Jack for what he had done. Then, one crisp morning, everything changed. 4 sleek black SUVs pulled up outside Jack's humble garage. Men and women in formal suits stepped out, looking completely out of place among the dusty tires and grease-stained floors. Jack, curious yet cautious, wiped his hands on a rag. A woman approached and introduced herself as Ms. Carter, a representative from a major medical technology company. "We heard about what you did for Noah," she said with a warm smile. "We were deeply moved." Jack simply shrugged, modest as ever, saying he had just done what he could. Ms. Carter went on to explain that their company had been struggling to develop affordable and durable prosthetics for children in low-income communities. Jack's simple, ingenious wooden leg design had caught their attention through local news stories and social media. "We want to work with you," she said, "not only to mass-produce better prosthetics, but to create an entire line inspired by Jack's idea: durable, customizable, and affordable for families everywhere." Jack was stunned. He had never dreamed that his late-night project would grow into something so impactful. In the months that followed, Jack partnered with engineers and designers, not in a fancy lab, but right there in his small garage, which the company helped renovate. Together, they launched the Noah line, a series of prosthetics for children, each one named in honor of the boy who had inspired it all. Letters began pouring in from families across the country, thanking Jack for giving their children a chance to run, play, and live without pain or fear. And as for Noah, he became the face of the movement, a smiling, unstoppable boy who showed the world what a little hope, hard work, and kindness could truly achieve. Emma, now able to breathe a bit easier, stood proudly beside her son as he led charity runs, spoke at public events, and inspired countless others. Jack's garage never lost its soul. He still fixed cars, still offered advice to neighbors, and still occasionally accepted cookies as payment. But now, mixed in with the sound of tools and engines, there was something new in the air, the joyful laughter of children running on the very legs he had helped build, and the quiet, powerful reminder that sometimes even the smallest act of kindness can change the world.